This is my 1985 model Pajero that lives on King Island where we are today, and I've had this vehicle for about 4 or 5 years, and I got it off a local doctor, and I gave him a load of firewood for it. The doctor used to use as his island car when he came here, and as I said, it's 1985 model, so it's 33 years old. And the last time it was in a shed or any kind of building, it was called a showroom. So I'm just going to show you that it looks pretty rough. Every time you open up the door, fits fall off it. It's got pretty badly rusted. Because on King Island we get 1.2 metres of rainfall a year, and it's pretty severe weather here. Every time I open and close the door, a bit more falls off. You see all the rust. It carries heaps of firewood. I can put 2 metres of firewood inside there. I use every summer to get all our firewood in for our farm. So we'll go for a drive, and I'll show you how well she goes. Some people say to me, does it actually go? I tell them, mate, you can't stop it. Let's go. Never had a spanner on it. It's a bit clunky in the gearbox, but she never ever stops. It just loves the mud. Nice day here today, but most of the time it's pretty horrible weather on King Island, rain and wind, and so it's about probably the worst place you could have to leave the car outside. But it's been doing it for 33 years now, and it just never ever stops. We're just coming up to a crossing of the creek. Coming up here, but it'll be alright. Muddled, you can like hang your camera out there and just go and do the mud up here. Where we're coming to now, where I use the vehicle for most, is coming over to my cabin, and we're just coming up to it now. Okay, yeah, this is the cabin where I use the pajero to get over here, and as you can see, it's very, very pretty over here. Lots of there's a creek running through there, and there's that glorious blackwood tree over here with the sun just coming through it. That'd probably have to be about a 150-year-old blackwood tree. And this is the cabin where I come over here and I write. It's based on the cabins you see in the high country of New South Wales, up in the high country, and so we have parties over here, and as you can see, it's got an open fireplace in it, made out of corrugated iron. It's only fairly new, and but it's a great place to come over here and read and write and ponder your navel. Made out of just all recycled material. The corrugated iron I found at the tip. A fellow gave me the timber, and so it cost just a few $100s to make.
Have you ever built anything like this before?
No, the first thing I've ever built. Last thing I built before this was a cubby house when I was about 10. This is just a big cubby house. And those coffee bags on the wall, they come from all different parts of the world, and it's going to have water installed in it pretty soon. I'll put some guttering up. And the windows, for example, they were all given to me by one of my mates here on the island who's a builder. And this table here in front of us, I made that out of some blackwood, a blackwood tree that was felled on the island. I had it milled up and made that table. The first party we had here was on June the 21st for the winter solstice, and that was a great success.
You even got safety.
Yeah, we even got a fire extinguisher. The fireplace works really well, draws nicely, and keeps us warm. These fireplaces that they're made out of corrugated iron, that's exactly how you see them in the high country of New South Wales. And they may have a relatively short life, but they're easy to build and easy to move around, because in the high country, of course, it's difficult to get motor vehicles there, so you can just take them up. The corrugated iron, it's fairly light to move around, so it's pretty easy to build with.
Did you do that off memory, or were you able to find pictures of them on the internet or anything?
Mostly from memory. I took some measurements when we were up in the high country of what they looked like and how big they were, which is about 6 metres by about 3.5. But we also looked at pictures off the internet to see how the fireplaces were made. So the floor is made out of pallets. We've got some pallets off one of the people here on the island and just put a plywood floor over the top of it. I just used a bobcat to excavate, make it flat before I started. And so there's a roof ladder up there. That's just when I got to do some more flat finish off flashings up on the roof, I can use that.
Can we go around and have a look?
Yep. It's going to have eventually we'll have an outdoor bath. I've got a system here where I can heat some water. There's a bath that's just going to go, we'll have 3 sides on it. That's the guttering, bit of guttering that we put up to catch water. And that'll just be, won't be for drinking, we'll just bring our own drinking water over here. And that will supply water for the bath when that eventually goes in. That'll just be a bath under the stars.
What was the hardest thing?
Probably the hardest thing was putting the ridge cap on.
Right.
Yeah, it's I thought it'd be pretty easy, but yeah, when you're straddling a roof and screwing your nails, and got to bear in mind lots of times here it's high wind, so you've got to pick the days when you do it. It took me probably about 3 months to build it all up. and but doing the ridge cap was pretty hard.
And the most fun? Which part was the most fun?
Oh, laying in bed at night and thinking about it, and then super excited the next morning to get up and come over here and do the next bit. Just thinking about it was a lot of fun. And now when I come over here, sometimes I come over here to do a job, but it's so nice. I'll just sit over here for a few hours reading a book or writing something, and then so not really caring about what time it is or even what day it is. That's what I like about my life here on King Island. Sometimes I don't even know what month it is. So it's just a lot of fun to have something like that to do and for other people to enjoy it. So we've got a fair bit more work to do on it, doing the flashing, but that's stuff that I can still enjoy it while I'm doing that. As you can see, there's heaps of trees around here. Very, very fertile here on King Island. That's my house cow over there, and I milk her every day. That's her calf next to her. Well, not a calf anymore. We just try and live as simply as we can and supply as much of our own food as we can and grow as much food as we can. It's a beautiful place to live, King Island. And so life just gets more and more interesting. Wait some pellets on, it should be all over.
Yeah, for sure.
God, she was a pest yesterday. This only the second day she's been out doing this.
Okay.
She was wild and out to get the milking fail last night. That's the car. That's my pajero. Another thing I'd like to show you, all the gauges still work. Tacho, fuel gauge, temperature, speedo, all these gauges here still working. Clock still goes. Runs like a Swiss clock. Right, thanks for watching. See ya.